life, though we are going to be leaving here pretty soon. It is, let me just get all situated here. We are above freezing, and it is nice. Let me just show you here behind me. Got Ferry Peak again. Pointed that out in the live stream last week. 9,700 feet. Got a fresh thing of snow. We got snow on the ground. Just had a jet takeoff here at the airplane, or at the air park there. Pretty cool little Cessna Citation. But what we were here for is to take a look at some Wyoming van life, which is actually pretty appropriate here. From a news perspective, I just learned that there are 6 states, including, I think, California, Oregon, and Washington, that are banning the sale of new Class B RVs. Well, actually, just all RVs that are over 8,500 pounds gross vehicle weight. So that is apparently it is law and happening January 1st. So found out about that. Anyway, just sort of kind of an interesting thing. And it is appropriate because here we've got our Class B Airstream Interstate. And what I want to do during the live stream today is just kind of take you through the tour. Apologize, don't have a moderator here. So if you got any questions, feel free to leave some comments down below and we'll get your stuff answered. And also, yeah, you can check out, I got a playlist here with the van here, our travels, and you can take a look there. But just kind of summarizing here, this is a 2016 Mercedes-Benz. It's a 3500 chassis, and it's a 2017 Airstream Interstate Grand Tour build. And we'll just take you through the inside here and outside, just do a quick tour. So she's got about 45,000 or so miles on her. We've taken her all around the West Coast. She's traveled down to Texas, down to Houston. If you've been following on the channel, you'll know that I have do Ironman racing, and we like to take our dogs, and so this is kind of our vehicle for that. Not our first RV. We ended up with, just giving a little background on the story, did have a 1996 Class C RV, a little Ford 20-foot shorty, super cool. It had a Ford 460 V8, got about 10 miles to the gallon, was super cool. It was what we called our 55 mile an hour RV, or actually 50 mile an hour RV, so that if we were going 1,000 miles, it would take 20 hours. That's including taking the dogs out and getting gas and doing stuff. So anyhow, we decided we want to travel a little faster, and so we got this Airstream Interstate. So let's just keep going. We'll take you inside as well, but yeah, here's the back. If you got any questions just regarding van life, whatnot, certainly let us know. We are plugged in right now. We're a little bit above freezing, but we do have a heater going. So this is kind of the business side of the van. Got our water, waste, pump out, stuff like that. So a few things just to point out. We do have a propane furnace. Got a propane tank that we use for cooking. I'll show you the inside here in a second. But we got these locked compartments. So just kind of show you. There's our, we got 30 gallons of water tankage. So pretty standard for van size like that. So it's about 240 pounds of water that we can carry. 30 gallons is enough for 2 people for us. We can go about a week or so if we're not using a lot of water, you know, kind of minimal showers, things like that. And we'll show you the rest. So just taking a look here, this one's locked too. So we have 2 waste tanks. We got a black tank and a gray tank. Gray tank, for those of you that don't have RVs, the gray water is your water out of your sink, out of your shower. Black water, that is the water that comes out of your water closet or your toilet, as you would say. This one is not gravity fed, so this one actually has a macerator. It's powered. You can turn this on or turn it on and off to retract the hose, so that's kind of nice feature here. There's a macerator pump. Basically, the macerator, for those of you that don't have RVs, They have this basically just chops the waste up. We take our toilet paper out and we put that out separately. Yeah, most of our waste there's not a whole lot of stuff in there that needs to get ground out. So hey, yeah, from India, from the Himalayas. Wow, that is super cool. Glad you are here. Hopefully you can understand my English. There's a LED light here that you can hit. Can't really see it here when I turn it on, but that's if you're here at night, you can be able to take care of that. And then also if you've got cable TV, you can run that in there. We got cable TV here in the US on these things. We don't use it. I don't really know why we have that, but we do. So get done there. So yeah, this one is not locked. This one right here, this is actually probably one of my favorite features of the rig. That is this is an outdoor shower. So we actually have cold and hot water. There's a hose that fits on here. You obviously see a little bit of dirt and stuff in here just from the road. This needs to be cleaned up, but anyhow, you can shower outside here. So it's great when we've got the dogs. We can have them clean them off, or rather than filling the tank up and taking a shower inside the van, you can just shower here outside if you don't have a bunch of people standing around. So let's keep going, get this thing shut down. Let's take a look over here. And we got one more compartment. Yeah, it's a little stiff just because it's been cold recently. So let's go take a look in here. So here, this is the macerator hose. This one, it's kinked a little bit. This is actually, it's just how it gets jammed in here sometimes. That's just one of the things you got to deal with. This is the fitting here. Let's just pull this out so you can see it. So yeah, we do need to fix this. This has got a couple of cracks and stuff. We've had this van for almost 7 years. So this is one of our things to do. Here's the valve. You can shut this, we just keep this open, and then this goes in wherever you're going to dump your waste. So you can kind of see that. And one of the other nice things here is we do have a water hookup, so you can put pressurized water in there. And that goes into the black water tank, so you can actually rinse that out and clean it out. So, which is nice. So rather than just having using detergents, things like that, you can just rinse it out with water and then just pump this out when you're in a campground and pump it out until the water goes and it's clear. So kind of super cool here. Let's go and get that back in there. So let's keep moving around. So a few folks have asked, just as far as the chassis here, you can get these with air springs. We did not, but you can see here, this is the 3500 chassis. So what that means is heavy duty. So you can see is we got dualies. We got one wheel here, got another wheel back here, and you can kind of, if you can see a little bit, see back there, these Sprinter vans, they roll on leaf springs. So pretty standard as far as just automotive components, whatnot. Okay, let's keep going back here. Flip back around. And so here's the electrical. This is a 30 amp cord, so 30 amp, 120 volt in the US here. A couple of things. There's your pressurized water. So if you're in a campground and you don't want to use the water pump, you can get pressurized water in here and be able to use that inside the rig. This right here is the water heater. Now the newer versions of these have got instantaneous water heater. This is still a tank type, so you got to make sure that you clear these out in the winter so they don't freeze. You can break those. This one, it's empty, but we do have the freeze plug in here. And this is either electrical fired or via propane. Usually we end up just using propane. Get that closed. Obviously it says hot here. This is the exhaust here for when you're using the propane and your products of combustion are coming out. Keep going around. Actually, another nice feature, this is just standard Mercedes Sprinter. You can take the doors and fold them all the way back and have them all the way open. Kind of, we can show you that. So here you go, there's the back of the van. Head over here. We got a tow hitch here. We don't usually tow. This cover right here came off on one of our road trips. Covered back up. Got a couple of openings or covers here. GFCI, basic ground fault current. You can plug in, if you're standing in a pool of water stuff, you're not going to go get shocked. But yeah, you can plug in whatever kind of devices you got out here outside. Moving along, there is another cable TV outlet. Like I said, not cable TV people, but there it is if you want to use it. Do have it out here on the blocks, just to get the that's so for the we have the waste tank to get everything going in there before we clear that out. They come with these windows. These are nice. These windows on the and different B vans are going to have different window situations. These ones will fold out, so you get good ventilation there for the bed there at night. Do have a light for being able to if at night that kind of provides nice illumination if you're going to sit here and do some stuff. And then we also have the awning here. Won't get that out today. We'll do another video and show that out. But that comes out pretty far. It's mechanized, so that's basically an electric motor will push that out, and it actually has a wind sensor on it, so that if you're not at the van and you have a wind gust that comes up, rather than that thing getting ripped off, it will actually retract, which is kind of cool. And actually, let me just show you one other thing on this side. You can see we got some snow here last night. You'll see the exhaust pipe here. We've got a generator here, so we are able to, there's the exhaust there. If we're not hooked into power and we need to have electricity, our batteries are running low, and the batteries are actually underneath here as well. If we need to get electricity, turn on the generator there and provide power. So here you go. Let's keep walking around. There's the exhaust for the engine. I can show you that. If you've been following along on the channel, you'll know I did a video just the other day. This little piece here had come off. I was really surprised. Airstream basically just has these tacked on with double stick tape, and I ended up having to, you can go back to the playlist there, take a look. Got some double stick tape there. We had to replace that. Took a little bit of time, just kind of cleaning everything off and then putting new tape there. We're gonna have to watch that when we drive off tomorrow. We've got a trip to the West Coast, and just make sure that is doesn't come off. So anyhow, mirrors are folded in, but let's go ahead and take a look. So on these B vans, if you're not familiar with them, basically big sliding door. This is the high top version of the Mercedes Sprinter, so you got a little bit of extra headroom. Got the step shut down, but there's usually a motorized step that'll come out here. Got the heater, so let's go ahead and take a look inside. So I'm going to turn the lights on. Hopefully that will actually work with the video pretty well. There we go. And we will go ahead and take a look here, show you the van. So got to install the covers here. That just keeps it warmer at night, just so we don't lose as much heat through the windows. So let's sit down and show you. So this is like I said, 2016 Mercedes Sprinter. They updated this in 2019, I believe, but you can, it hasn't changed all that much. This one, let's go ahead and turn that on. This one does have a nav system, does have a CD player. You can plug in a USB, you can plug in a memory card. Can't do anything here while you're driving, but you are able to, like, if you're stopped here, you can play YouTube, do whatever. when you have a Wi-Fi connection. So pretty cool. I'll get that shut off. Just ventilation controls, whatnot. Glove box. Shout out to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. They are in Kanab, Utah. It's a no-kill shelter. One of the best shelters in the world. We usually we stop by there. We were actually going to adopted Chihuahua when we were there last year, but they weren't able to bring it bring it there to the shelter. So unfortunately, the timing was a little bit off. But we will certainly look to try to adopt a dog there at some point soon. So moving on, got little cubby storage area. It's kind of nice. You can put stuff up here while you're driving. It's relatively secure. Got this kind of carpet, which is nice. Do need to be careful here. I have bonked my head. A little bit of a hazard. So got storage. Got the owner's manual, some other stuff back there. This thing actually, though we don't use it much, comes with a Blu-ray DVD player. So it's a nice feature. We don't use it that much. I got more outlets for convenience back there, and actually an outlet there you can run your cable. If you've got cable coming to the inside, be able to run that to whatever device, whatever you want. So let me pick this back up. Knocked over a little space heater. So taking a look. For you folks that are not in the United States, we love our TVs here. Got two 24-inch TVs, which is funny because this is actually a 24-foot RV with two TVs, which is, I think, kind of ridiculous, but that's what we got. So, but, hey, what the heck. So these seats here, I'm not going to do it in this video, but they actually will turn around. So when we're on the road and we got to get some work done, you can actually turn this around, and this right here comes up and will hold like that. And so you can actually put a computer in there and plug your laptop in and get work done, which is nice. Got a light. Get this. Gotta lower this again. There we go. So this is a good little storage area too. When we're driving, you can put stuff there. Got plenty of storage, but let's before we do that, go ahead and take a look. This is the energy management system. So a couple things. We are hooked into shore power. So right now we're charging. Got 1 amp. Basically what kind of loads you can do. As far as whether you got 20 amp, 30 amp. Got battery voltage here, main, and your auxiliary battery. Main is your drive battery. You can test that, see what your voltage is. Test your tanks. There you go. This basically will tell you black water, gray water levels, fresh water. We're at a little bit of an angle, so our fresh water is actually empty here because, like I said, we're in freezing temperatures, so we don't want to have freezing. But our propane, our LPG, is pretty much full. Inverter, basically for you, for the non-technical folks, that's what takes the battery voltage from 12 volts up to 120, so you can plug in just household devices, things like that. Not going to start the generator, but here's the generator switch. You can tell we've used this thing a lot. It's got 20 hours on it over the last, gosh, what did I say? We've had this thing for about 7 years or so. So don't you really use the generator. Usually it's only if we need to go somewhere and it's hot and the dogs can't come with us, which is very rarely, we'll turn the air conditioning on and run the generator. Got solar panels on the roof, got 100 watts of solar. Right now, obviously, you can see here, got 100% charged, but this will also tell us like solar hours. You can plug it through here. Battery voltage, we're good. No solar charging right now, just because we are on shore power. And we've got from the when this basically will record since the last time it was reset that we got 6.4 amp hours of charging from our solar system when we were disconnected from shore power. So got that. Water heater control. You can either turn it on via propane or via electricity. Obviously, if you're plugged in a campground, electricity is fine. But if you're on the road, boondocking, i.e. you're not hooked up to anything, then you got your plug that into the propane. So cool. Most of the time it is going to be, it's not too hot. We don't have to run the AC, which is nice. So we got this little, go ahead and open that up. This actually has a rain sensor on it, but this has a fan. So most of the time we are going to be, we can control the temperature in here just with the fan. You can run this at night. There's a little bit of noise, but it's not too bad. And it has a rain sensor too, so if it senses rain, what it'll do, it will actually just bring this thing and close it, so which is nice if you forget that. And then it will shut down the fan as well. And 3-speed fans switch here as well. So let's keep going. So like I said, this is the Grand Tour. There's also a version of this that's made more for if you have more people, which would be basically where you got this cabinet. There would be like a seat here and a seat here, but on the Grand Tour, this is basically made for a couple of people traveling, or like for us with 2 people and dogs. So we got more counter space. This one has a freezer and a fridge, full size. These are both 2.5 cubic feet. We got to take a look. So that's nice. That'll actually, you know, that's about yeah. There's just this is like when you bounce around or when you're driving and stuff, just stuff will eventually kind of scratch some things up here. So got to get that buffed out. But yeah, exterior here, this is all still pretty much just looks like new. Freezer. So keep your ice cream and meatless Impossible burgers, things like that for us. A couple of things, just a little detail. This is kind of cool. It's got these little these little metal brackets. These are, that one looks like it's a little bit jammed up. I'll have to, yep, I'll have to fix that. Anyway, that will keep, that keeps it shut. So if you're on the road, this won't bounce open while you're going around a corner, and the door will open. So pretty important. Here we go. So on the counter here, we've got a sink. This thing folds up. Kind of, that's nice. It's got hot and cold water coming through. Got the dog bowl here. Go ahead and close that up. Got your 2-burner range. Open that up. Make sure you, once you're cooking, you want to make sure you do not, when it's hot, close that, because this thing will shatter. Haven't done that yet, so good thing. Got 2 burners, small one, big one. Got the controls. Got the igniter, so that works out well. Box for our space heater. We do have a convection or little oven here. I haven't used that, but certainly it's here. Plenty of storage. So these knobs, these aren't locking, which is, I think, kind of silly, but they do retract. So you can just see here, this is got plenty of storage here as far as all of the cabinets. We just turn around here. Lots of stuff. We got garbage can. We got our stuff that we recycle. Just keep all that, and then keep like I said, just sorted. Just we got some rubberized gloves for getting stuff cleaned up and whatnot. But yeah, for garbage. Plenty of room for utensils. You can see here, there's something from one of our last Ironman races. So plenty of storage. I can certainly, I'll do another video if someone's got some questions and whatnot, to be able to take a look at, just what it's like traveling with a couple of people here. There's certainly B-van lifestyle. I mean, you can just see here, it's relatively narrow, so if one person's back here and one person is up here, you want to change places, you have to kind of, you know, it just takes a little bit of coordination doing all that. Things that when we had our Class C van, which is a little bit wider, didn't really have to do that, but you do have to do that here in the B van. But that's, you know, I like this more compact arrangement. So keep walking back here. So as far as the bed, we got, this is motorized. Take a look. So this actually folds down. Don't want to do too much because I got some luggage here. Mary's already put that. But this basically will slide forward. This is a queen size. It'll be a king if you pull the headrests off, and then there you can see we've got these two cushions. They fold down, and then you actually have a king size bed if you want. One of the things that I like here, this is the XL chassis. So this has got, basically you can see here, we got some storage. This is 2 feet pretty much from the back of these seats to the door. So we've got, you watch one of my other videos, there's a, took a mop handle and turned it into a bike rack. We only have one of these right now. They actually put another one here. We can carry 2 bikes back here to races, which is actually really cool. These 2 seats here, these will flip up and they fold down. We can do another live stream at some point, show you how that works. But this goes on both sides. Got another little, some workspace there that you can use. Get that down. There we go. This right here, this is the electrical. This is our inverters back here. We do have one fuse out that we need to get fixed. Got your circuit breakers here. And then you got a manual switch battery if you need to do that. But we actually, that does that automatically as well via the system there at the door. And I'll show you that in a second. So there's some venting here for the inverter, since that puts up heat here. And actually, just as a side note, when it's not super cool, you get enough waste heat here off the inverter that can actually keep things okay here, keeps things above freezing so things don't condense. We do have, you'll see here, I'm not going to do it in this video since we're almost coming up to 30 minutes and don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. These actually, there's shades here. There's a sunshade and a hard shade. So you can actually black out pretty much the entire van and duff back here. So if you're driving somewhere, you get in late at night and you want to sleep, you know, when the sun still's coming up, you can keep the back of this van really dark, which is actually really nice to be able to sleep. So not having to worry about the sunlight coming in if you still want to sleep a little bit longer past sunrise. So just saying, here's the windows. These ones, like I said, they open. We've got 4 of these. They open up pretty nice. Do have to, actually this has come loose. Got to fix the screen here. Just saw that. There's not too much stuff that happens and goes wrong here, but certainly some maintenance items that we got to deal with. Got more storage. Looks like Mary's already got stuff taken care of. Got carbon monoxide and propane sensors, or actually the smoke detector, carbon monoxide. And then down here, there's a propane sensor, since propane is heavier than air. So, like I said, more storage. This one I gotta get shut. Got my trusty Normatec compression boots in their Ironman bag. Gotta get that closed. And got just more storage here. This one has actually got lighting when you open it up, which is kind of cool. Though you got to remember, shut this down when you're, don't leave this open when you're not connected to shore power, because this will drain your battery pretty quickly. So a couple of, just as far as the Airstream version, there's certainly Winnebago. There's a lot of other companies that make these. One of the things that we've liked about the Airstream is it's got this aircraft motif. So you actually have kind of this aluminum sheeting, and kind of the intent is it kind of looks a little bit, well, you know, like you're in the aviation arena. You got more switches. These are the ones for the lights, water pump, that pressurizes the water. Got another outlet. We just have some multiple outlets here, so we can be able to plug in multiple devices and charge. Though they do a nice job here. They've got these USB outlets too, so you can actually on both sides plug in USB devices. Like I said, another TV. This one actually, I can just show you real quick, comes off, and so you can move it around depending on where you're lying here in bed or if you're sitting down or whatnot. Works out well. Plugs in over here. And then thermostat, so you can actually, for heating and cooling, there is your HVAC, your air conditioning unit. Some newer versions now actually have this as a heat pump. I actually prefer having this separately as a cooling unit because it takes up a lot of power and you got to run the generator when you are not on connected to shore power, because you're running your furnace. You can actually do that off the batteries overnight and it will not drain them. So got Mr. Frog there. And then we have got the head. You take a look here. Got a mirror. This actually folds out, which is nice. There's me. And you got the close-up. Put your lotion, shampoo, conditioner, stuff like that. Got your water closet, shower. This is actually what's known here in the U.S. as a wet bath. So in other words, when you're taking a shower, everything in here gets wet. So wet bath. If you have a big RV, big old Class A or something like that, you could have a separate shower stall, but this is pretty much all together. Sink, and you got your toilet paper, stuff like that. A little access panel in there when you're showering. Everything drains. We actually, what we do, like I said, if we're traveling in the summer, we try to shower outside so we're not filling the tank. But what's nice here is that this, we can use this kind of as a wet locker. So like if we have wetsuits and we're doing stuff out, going to open water swimming, stuff like that, we can actually just hang stuff here and let it dry. There's a vent that you can open up here, and a fan so you can clear out moisture, smells, stuff like that. And here's another maintenance item. Looks like that's come off. There we go. So, and get these lights shut down. So again, there's the HVAC, the air conditioning. Showing you the fridge. There's the condenser air on and off. So it's an air-cooled condenser on this fridge and this freezer. And then finally, here we got the furnace. So when we're on the road, we're not hooked up to shore power and we're not using this little electric heater to keep stuff warm. This one will heat up this van very quickly in the morning. Like I said, and there. More storage, which actually for a 24-foot vehicle, it's not. This is pretty nice. It's got TV remotes, things like that. But yeah, this is all sliding. Got flashlight just in case you ever need that in the dark. And that is about it for the tour of the inside. So, a couple other things. Let me just show you this. Here's the business end. This is the main disconnect. You can hear that turning, shutting off the battery. Turn that back on because we do want to charge it. This does have a tank heater. This is not, there are some vans that are 4-season. This is technically a 3-season van, but it does have heaters, strips on the wastewater tanks because they're down below, outside the insulated envelope of the van. And so that will actually keep those tanks from freezing. Got the step turned off. And then just lights, whatnot. So let's go ahead and get those shut off. You can kind of see what that looks like without the lights. And we'll just do a quick walk around again so you can kind of see how big or small this place is. And let's get out of here. Like I said, we're pretty much packed up. We're heading on the road tomorrow, and we are going to head over to the West Coast, over to Portland, Oregon, before we head over to Big Island, Kona, Hawaii in December. So that is about it. We can just we can do I can do another stream at some point. We'll just show you the engine. This is it's a Mercedes. It's a I believe it's a 3-liter turbocharged V6. The acceleration on this thing. This thing weighs when she's fully loaded about 11,000 pounds or so. So definitely not the lightest, but we can cruise relatively easily at the speed limit. You can do closer to like 80 miles an hour, no problem at all. What you do have to be careful about is that when you're driving and if you are exceeding the speed limit, which we try not to do, but you also have to be able to stop an 11,000 pound vehicle, which is it's no joke in these. So try to make sure you got good tires, good brakes, things like that. Yeah, I can do we'll do a video here at some point. We'll show you engine, whatnot. But actually the antenna, it's not that's on a swivel, so it's not broken. That we pulled the cover off the other day, and that kind of shifted it a little bit. So that's it. There's the front of it, and that should do it. Appreciate you guys joining me for this live stream and the tour here of our Interstate van. This thing has been a lot of fun. Certainly hit me up in the comments if you got any questions, or if you're not in the United States and you just have questions about this, RV lifestyle, things like that, and whatnot. But a lot of fun having this out here in Wyoming. We've taken it up to Yellowstone, Tetons, pretty much all over the place. So a lot of fun, pretty fortunate. But that should about do it. We'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend wherever you're at. Talk to you soon. Bye.